Hello everyone, my name is Tiffany and this is my channel, Who's Your Handmade? Thank you so much for stopping by today. Today's video is another episode of #Friday Sews. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. As always, thank you so much to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for starting #Friday Sews and allowing all of us to chat on Fridays about what we've been sewing, what we hope to sew, and a little bit about life in between. Thank you, Jen, for creating that hashtag and sharing it with us all. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you will consider subscribing before you leave today. I would love to get to know you better and welcome you into the sewing community. And thank you so much to each one of my friends who keep coming back video after video. Thank you so much for your friendship and your support. It means so very much to me, you guys. Give this video a thumbs up if you like this kind of content and leave a comment down below. I would love to know what you accomplished in your sewing space this week, what your plans are, or just to chat. I love chatting with you guys down below in the comments section. So I have had so much fun in my sewing room this past weekend. We had a long holiday weekend. I had a few days off of work, so I was able to come up to my sewing room and play, and I did some amazing sewing. And let me just tell you, this make right here that I'm wearing is possibly the most wonderful pattern I've ever sewn. And I know that I have a lot of favorite patterns. I have some that are way up there. I even have sweater patterns that I really love, but this one, I think this one takes the cake. It was so fun to sew. It was easy. It was fast. The pattern pieces are amazing. The instructions are great, and it fits like a dream. So I'm talking about Simplicity 9240. I love this pattern. I'm in love. I'm in love. This one is such a good one, you guys. It looks very basic. It looks a little deceptive, but it is a really great pattern. So we have a unisex pattern. It comes in sizes extra small to extra large, but being a unisex pattern, I think it's lended itself to being a very comfortable make. Size inclusive, really. I found a lot of ease in what I've made, and I love this pattern. Now, I did use a quite stretchy sweater knit. I talked about this fabric a little bit last week. Bought it from Walmart in a mystery bundle. It is quite stretchy. There is a lot of stretch to this fabric, and I think that helps as well in making this garment an absolute favorite. I haven't taken it off since I made it over the weekend. I keep wearing it to all kinds of events and places over the weekend. I need to take it off and wash it probably. I wanted to put it on the dress form and show you guys today, but alas, I'm not taking it off. I love it so much. So this is a raglan sleeve sweater. You have a neckband, you have cuffs, you have a waistband, and then you have pockets. Let me show you the pockets. Let's get back here. There are the pockets, and boy, are those cozy. Let me tell you, flannel pockets are where it's at. If you're making a sweater and you need inseam pockets, make them flannel. They're so cozy and they warm your hands up really well. Now, Carol from Sew Carol did warn me about the bands being a little small, and I can see how she would have a little bit of an issue if her fabric was not as stretchy as mine. Mine, like I said, was super stretchy and it worked perfectly. So if you were planning to make this Simplicity pattern with a sweater knit, a sweater fleece that's not super stretchy, I would suggest getting bands made out of rib knit. Find yourself some sweatshirt rib knit, or rib knit from Hobby Lobby, or something from another project, a rib knit from another project, and using that for the bands. The bands need to be stretchy. They really need to be made out of a stretchy fabric. I did not have any issue. Actually, I had to take a lot of fabric out of the arm And you can even tell that I have a lot of ease under here still, but I actually had to take 2 inches from the arm piece, the underarm here, because it was just way too big. I used the same extra large arm piece, but it was just very large. And I even have very large biceps. So for me to say that it was big, it was definitely a very oversized arm piece. Did that before I put the armband on, and you can see how well the cuff fits my wrist. And so I've taken all that out before I put on the cuff, and that was definitely the right choice to make, to do that before I put on the arm cuffs. Like I said, everything's sewed up really well. I love the raglan piece. I love this neckband. You see how it's a little bit wider than what I usually use, and I love it in this self rib fabric. I just used everything, all the same fabric for the entire sweater except for the pockets. I used that flannel from Joann's. I'm in love. What can I say? It is such a good pattern. So don't sleep on this one. If you are looking for a sweater pattern for fall, give this one a try. I highly recommend it. The next thing that I worked on this week is a self-drafting project. Talked about this one as well last week. I wanted to make my daughter some skirts, and I was having trouble finding a pattern that met all of my requirements. So I decided to give self-drafting a try. So I drafted up a pattern piece. I cut this on the fold. I made this the waistband, so you would make a casing for your elastic, and then you would insert your elastic. And then I made kind of a curved hem here, and this is quite an A-line. So I used this skirt of my daughter's. This is just a little ready-to-wear jean skirt that she wears. She loves this little skirt. And what I did was I just folded it in half, and I traced it. I kind of did a little tracing. So you see where I got the curve there, the A-line, and then the curved hem. So that led me to making a prototype. So I made this little prototype up, a scrap of flannel fabric. Again, this is just that very cheap Joann's flannel. I had it in my stash. I had it in my scrap bin, so I pulled it out and I made her this little skirt. So this is what it turned out looking like. You have a casing up here for your elastic. I want to use 3/4 inch elastic. My casing was not quite big enough, so I need to adjust my pattern, and I had to use 1/2 inch, but I went ahead and did some stitching on the elastic to just kind of dress up the waistband a little bit. And then at the bottom, I did a 1.5 inch hem. I haven't washed it yet, so you can see my pin that I used to mark my hem, but I did this 1.5 inch hem. And if you'll look at this curve, this is quite a curved hem, and I tried a new technique actually with this skirt for hemming that. Sometimes when you're hemming a curved hem, you get a lot of puckers and you get a lot of pleats that shouldn't be there. So what I tried this time was using a basting stitch. I ran a basting stitch along my serging line, and then I just gently pulled my basting stitch, and it kind of naturally curved in. The edges just curved in, and I was able to make this curved hem like this, and it looks really good. Now, I'll pop some pictures up of Addie. She loves this skirt. Actually, I've had to pry it out of her hands so that I can put it in the wash because she has wore it 2 days now and she just absolutely loves it. I think she loves the softness of the flannel. So I am going to consider this prototype a success, but there are some changes that I want to make. Again, this casing was not wide enough. I need to make it a little wider. And my husband is not quite sold on the look of the skirt. He thinks it looks a little bit, what did he say, grandma-ish. She looks a little bit old-fashioned in it. So maybe I need to take some of this A-line out and kind of straighten it. So I still have some work to do on this little skirt, on this self-drafting piece. I've made myself some notes. If you have any suggestions for self-drafting, any tips, I would love to hear them down below in the comment section. I'm just learning as I go here with this self-drafting process. I'm having fun. It is time consuming. I spent an entire afternoon just making this little pattern and making the little prototype skirt, so it is time consuming. So if you have any tips, let me know down below. I'm gonna be working on that a little bit more before I cut into my precious corduroy fabric. So I've also been sewing a lot more little pillowcase dresses. I've been doing them in a batch kind of format, so I cut them all out to size, and now I'm applying all the pockets. So here's one, I just grabbed it to show you. They're not sewn together yet, but I am putting the pockets on. You can see the pockets there. So like I said, my charity goes on through the month of October. I've said that before. I know Project Dress a Girl is over. Wasn't that total amazing, by the way? Go check out Mari's video if you did not see the total for Project Dress a Girl. Amazing. Thank you so much to everyone who participated. But I'm gonna keep sewing some. I have eight in the works right now that I'm working on. This is just one of them, and they're all in this stage. So they've been cut out. They've not been sewn together, but I'm getting ready to sew the pockets on. So I'm hoping to do them like batch sewing, doing the same process over and over again to all of them, and I hope that that makes it a little bit faster. My sewing plans for the weekend consist of working on those pillowcase dresses. I would love to get those kicked out, and then I would really like to start on Addie's costume. It's gonna be Peppa Pig for this Halloween, and I need to get going on that costume. If I can get it done and get it kicked out, then I won't have to worry about it there in the few days leading up to Halloween. For the life portion, I just want to give a quick update on Dad. First of all, may I say thank you so much to all of the sweet, amazing comments in last week's video. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your well wishes, your good thoughts, your good vibes. That has meant so very much to me. You guys are the sweetest. Thank you so much. It was definitely a traumatic experience. I hope to never go through anything like that again. But Dad is improving. It's amazing the progress that he has made in a little over a week here, almost 2 weeks now since his accident. He is in an acute rehab center, so they're teaching him how to walk again. They're teaching him some life skill things again, relearning all these things with his injuries and with his the changes that the surgeries made for him. But he's doing so good. We're so proud of him, and we're just thanking God for protecting him and for sparing his life. He definitely had a guardian angel with him in his vehicle that day, and we are just so thankful. Autumn is in full swing here in southern Indiana. It is chilly. The chilly weather is here. Addie and my husband and I went to pick out our pumpkins, so I'll put some footage of that at the end. It was really fun visiting a pumpkin patch. I of course wore my new sweater because, like I said, I haven't taken it off all weekend. And Addie was also in a little dress that I made her recently. Harvest is also in full swing here for my family. Both sides of my family, my husband's side of the family and my side of the family, we all farm. Harvest is a big deal here for us anyway. So I'll add some footage at the end of Josh and his dad doing some harvesting around our home. The landscape is changing as they get the crops in. It's a very busy time for our family, but it also gives me a little extra sewing time. So Addie and I just come up to the sewing room when we're waiting on her daddy to get home, and it's been a good time. I'll share some pictures of that with you at the end. I think that's gonna do it for this #FridaySews video. Let me know down below what you'll be doing this weekend. What did you get accomplished in your sewing room? I would love to chat with you. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.